an all-round practice for athletes. Moving forward into all fours position, we're going to start by extending the right leg out, lining up the arch of the foot to the left knee, just roughly, keeping a nice straight leg, pressing down through the outer right foot, extending chest and arms forward. Let's take a breath in first and then exhale. We're gently teasing the hips back to the heel. Don't force anything back here. Just pause where the stretch feels enough and is comfortable. I'm turning myself around now so you can see this from a different direction. So what's really ideal here is that we keep that extended leg really straight and we're optimizing the stretch without forcing any pain and definitely still being able to breathe. Now let's bring an inhale into, draw the right leg in and exhale, taking the left leg out. Let's set up for that left side. All of the same details. Take a few moments to breathe. It's a different side, so something might feel different, which is very normal. And then an inhale as we draw forward and an exhale to bring the left leg in. Okay, we're going to move into down dog just to continue to awaken the body. So spreading those fingers firm, back of the knuckles pressing down, arms strong. We're teasing the weight up always into this position, keeping the scapula nice and broad, so a bit of external rotation there around the upper back. Rising onto the balls of the feet, tippy toes, pedaling through the legs, keeping it nice and fluid. Okay, and we're going to turn the right heel a bit in about 45 degrees, keeping the right leg straight, and then slowly bending the left knee. Walking the hands in about a hand's length, shortening up our down dog. Let's take a few moments here, really focusing the stretch down to the right side of the body. IT band out to hip. The waist as well, you might notice it in the back of the body. Okay, and then after a breath or two, let's release that side, shaking out. And setting up for the second side. So we're taking a bend of the right knee this time, left leg is straight, the left heel's turned in about 45 degrees. Padding the hands in, shortening up just a tad. Here for a few quality rounds of breathing in and breathing out. So really aware this time of the left side, sensation of stretch. Not forcing it, keeping it light. Let's release that side and come back into normal down dog positioning. So normalising that pose. Lovely guys, well done. Let's take an inhale, roll forward, and exhale as you bring the knees down to the floor. Moving back into child's pose position. Bringing the arms alongside the feet. Let the shoulders flop down. Head can be supported with the pillow. And making two little fists with the hands. So just stretching out the wrists and the forearms. And then bringing one arm forward and the other arm forward. Preparing to come up to all fours position, spreading the fingers, inhaling, and we're back to tabletop. Okay, we're coming back into downward facing dog in a moment. So checking in your four corners feel nice and even, weight is evenly distributed here. We're going to start to move deeper into the back of these legs. So by using the right foot, the toes, or the gap between the big toe and the second, we can drive the left heel down. Not forcing it, it's just a little teaser. And we'll take a breath in and a breath out there. And then releasing the right foot, shaking out. Picking up the left foot and teasing down the right Achilles calf. And you're managing how far this goes. You're managing how much pressure you apply here, so don't force it. Take a breath in, take a slow breath out. And inhale to release that foot now, coming back to normal positioning. We're going to walk the feet forward by placing the heel, ball of the foot, toes, heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe. Stepping forward really methodically, getting into those feet a little bit more. When you arrive in your forward fold, holding opposite elbows, then swaying gently from left to right. Do bend the knees whenever you're in these folds. It's much kinder for the back of the legs and the lower back. And just swaying gently from left to right. Stacking up really slowly now, stacking up vertebrae by vertebrae, firming down through the feet as we press the floor away, coming in standing tall at the top of the mat. Let's take a deep inhale, reaching both arms up, and an exhale, holding the left wrist as we draw down to the right side. We're here for a couple of light bounces, starting to get into some connective tissues down the sides of the body. Coming back to centre, inhaling and exhaling to the second side, and again, a few light bounces here, just teasing our way in. Now bringing arms to sides of the body, feeling the feet connect. Take a deep breath in as we lift the chest, lift the arms, and an exhale as we fold forward. Bringing hands to shins, inhaling, taking chest forward, crown forward, and an exhale as we refold. Stepping the right foot back, right knee down behind you, and preparing to come into a low lunge on that right side first. So find yourself in a comfortable position. Pad that knee if you need to. Bringing hands to the hips. Let's take a slight posterior tilt as we tuck that tailbone down slightly. Keeping real firm and alertness through the feet, so we're actively pressing the floor away through those feet. You'll notice that stretch down the right quadricep, the hip flexor, and adding on taking arms up if that's going to give it something helpful. If we're in pain anywhere, if the stretch is too intense, lessen how much you take those arms up. Well done, guys. Now let's come out of that, taking the feet back into downward facing dog. And let's come into a three-legged dog first by taking the right leg up on an inhale. And an exhale as we take a bend of the right knee. Only teasing the heel towards the back of the body as much as that stretch feels good. If it's too intense, back out. So we haven't got to force this. Let's take another full breath in through nose and a slow, steady exhale. And an inhale to release that now, stepping the right foot forward between the hands. So the left leg is extended, hands to the inside of the right foot, and gently circling clockwise and anti-clockwise through the right hip. A little bit of awakening here, teasing our way in. I like to think of it like we're kind of knocking off some rust off the hip. Okay, and then we're going to take that right leg back to left, coming back into down dog and just shaking out there, swaying the hips. So we're now moving into our dolphin position, placing forearms down, actively pressing the floor away through the forearms, drawing up and out of the shoulder blades. It's really important here we keep a spread or an external rotation around the scapula so it's nice and broad. We're not collapsing here in the shoulders, and the forehead's probably hovering a little bit off the floor here. So we're active through those forearms. Well done. Now placing palms of the hands one at a time back down, coming into down dog positioning. And again, we're moving to stepping forwards by placing heel, ball, toes, heel, ball, toe, walking methodically, using those feet. Finding yourselves back in your forward fold. And finding a steady inhale, rolling up, coming into standing position. Arms to side, take a deep inhale, arms rise. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale, bringing fingers or hands to shins or knees, taking the crown of the head forward, and exhale, refold. Stepping now the left foot back, left knee down to the mat. And we take a first couple of moments here to acclimatise to the position. Hands to hips, taking a slight tilt. So again, very much aware now of the left side, left quadricep into the left hip flexor. Real steady breathing here as we tune into that stretch sensation running down the left side. Slowly bringing those hands down and stepping right leg back to left. Finding ourselves back in down dog. Deep inhale, left leg rises. Exhale as we take a bend of the left knee. Bringing the left heel slowly as close to the back of the body as feels good. You might even want to circle the ankle a few times. If feels good is the golden rule here. Needs to feel good in the body. And then bringing the left foot forward between the hands. And then placing hands to the inside of the left foot. Gently circling the hip clockwise, anti-clockwise. Keep those shoulders as relaxed as you can. And again, we're teasing, always teasing in, not forcing. Staying for another breath in and a breath out. And then preparing to take the left leg back to the right. Let's take our feet nice and wide for this down dog, even wider than the mat, and the same with hands. And really using those palms and arms, pressing the floor away, taking the weight up into the sitting bones, into the hips, driving the heels down. And then bringing hands and arms into a slightly wider position. So I've turned myself around so you can see me. So we're now slightly wider with the legs, hands under shoulders. Let's bring hands to hips, chin to chest as we slowly roll up to standing. Okay, taking arms wide into a T-shape, deep breath in through nose, breath out, hands back to the waist. Inhale, lift the chest, look up, and then exhale as we slowly fold forward. As you fold, kind of feel like you're coming out of your hinges or your hip hinges. Again, I'm just turning myself so you can see me from another angle. And we're drawing the spine down. So do roll the shoulders off the neck. You may want to bend the knees a little bit here to be kinder to the back of the legs and the spine. Hands can find the floor. If we feel the stretch is good here, you could even walk the hands through the legs behind you. So you're going to notice here a slight rock or tip of the weight forward and back. The heels need to stay on the floor. The shift of the weight is just slight, and it's through the heels to the ball of the feet. So if you're not keen on this, just bring those hands back in front of you. Okay, now let's all walk our hands back in front, taking the right hand to the left outer ankle or shin. Right arm and left arm goes up. Okay, coming some spinal twists, crossing over. Left hand to right shin, right arm goes up. Take a breath in and a breath out as we undo that twist, coming back to that first side. So this is a really nice way to rotate the spine, to open the chest. And we'll move into coming out of that now and stepping back into downward facing dog. Breath in, lifting the heels, rise up nice and high. Exhale as we tease the heels down. Inhale to rise, rolling forward, this time plank position. And exhale as we take those hips back nice and high to down dog. Inhale, lifting heels, rolling forward, plank. Exhale, bend the knees this time as you take the weight back and then bring the heels down to down dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, bend the knees, take the weight back and then draw the heels down to dog. Now heel ball, toe the feet forward, top of the mat, same as before. As many movements as it feels necessary and good. And coming into your forward fold. Holding opposite elbows, keep those shoulders melting away from the ears, so roll them back. Connect to those feet, so important feet in our practice for yoga and for running. Okay, feet nice and wide, now it's about hip width apart. And then stepping the left foot around the right. The left knee is going to bend, the right leg is going to straighten. Now what might be helpful here is to actually bring the floor towards you. So by propping hands onto a pillow, onto some books or a block, we could be a little bit more parallel, chest to floor and wrists under shoulders. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Full breaths in through nose and out. The stretch is significant here through the outer hip, IT band. Come out, gently shake it out if you need to. Come back in. And then set up the second side. So we're taking the right leg over the left. Right knee bends, left leg straightens. Take a breath in and a breath out as we gently enter the second side. So ideally both feet want to be on the mat. The left knee is bent, the right leg is straight. Or other way round, if I haven't confused it. Well done, everybody. And then inhale, gently release that side and come up, hands to hips, chin to chest, and stand tall. So just take a moment to acclimatise, standing tall in mountain posture. Feet are alert, grounding down. We've got a slight posterior tilt of the pelvis, chest is open.